There you go. Yesterday we talked about one step. If I want to solve an equation, I'm trying to get the variable by itself. So like x equals 2, or x equals -3, or y equals 5. Variable by itself. We do that with reverse or inverse operations, right? So class, what's the opposite of addition?
Subtraction.
What's the opposite of subtraction?
Addition.
What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
What's the opposite of division?
Multiplication.
And if you want to get rid of a fraction, you can multiply by the reciprocal and flip that around. So that's still an inverse. So those are the 5 things we talked about yesterday. We're still using those. But today, instead of just one step, we're doing 2 step. When we want to solve equations, so to put an equation together, you go in this direction. You go in order of operations. You do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication, division, and addition, subtraction. That's how we put an equation together. So if we're trying to undo an equation, we're going to go backwards this way. Draw an arrow. We go in reverse order of operations. Think about, I don't know, what's something you put together and then you take apart
Legos.
going backwards? Perfect example. Okay, so Legos, and my husband is like obsessed with Legos. I don't know if you guys have seen that there's like an $800 set right now for Star Wars. He sent it to me in an email like, please buy it for me. Not going to happen. So if you're putting together Legos or blocks or whatever it is, you're going to put it together maybe from the bottom to the top. And then to take it apart, you got to go top to bottom. Okay. So same thing for equations. You put it together in order of operations. So to undo it, you got to go backwards. That means that we are going to undo our addition or subtraction first, always. Then we undo multiplication and division. And we're not going to do this. Is that my marker?
No.
Sure hope not. Okay, use it appropriately. Then we'll undo our exponents and then parentheses. So mainly today you're going to see addition, subtraction, and then multiplication and division. First example, we're only doing 4 today. Make sure that you're engaging your mind, not just writing it down. That's great if you're taking notes and writing it down, but I expect more than that from you. Use your mind. 2x plus 4 is equal to 12. First thing that happened in this equation was x was multiplied by 2, and then it was added to 4. Okay, so first thing that happened was we multiplied by 2, and then we added 4, so we're going to do that backwards. First thing, we're going to draw a balancing line. I always get rid of my addition or subtraction first because we're going backwards, order of operations, so I subtract 4 from both sides because 4 is being added, and I do the opposite. Be with me. 4 minus 4 is 0, so you get to cross it out. Let's see. So we have on the left-hand side, what do I have left, Elise?
2x.
Bring down the 2x. And then 12 minus 4 will give me 8. So you got rid of your addition first. Now you got to get rid of the multiplication. What's the opposite of multiplication?
Division.
Division. So divide by 2 on both sides. Be fair. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so it goes away. And you're left with x is equal to 8 divided by 2 is 4. Box your answer or something so I know that's what I'm looking at. On this next example, don't be thrown off just because the answer, the 38, is on the left-hand side. We're still just trying to get our variable by itself. Draw a balancing line down the center of your equal sign. I've got 10 minus 7x, so I'm trying to get rid of the 10 and the 7. Let's see, 10 is being added. So maybe if you want, you could put like little signs above it. This is addition, and this is multiplication because it's right next to x. Sebastian, what do I got to get rid of first? The 10, it's being added. So you have to subtract it away. 10 minus 10 gives me 0, so it dies effectively, right? So you got 28 now on your left. And then bring down the negative 7x. Don't forget the sign in front. Tyler, what do I do with that negative 7?
Divide it.
Why do I divide?
Because it's the opposite of multiplication.
Right, that's multiplication. The variable's right next to x, so divide to get rid of it. Negative 7 divided by negative 7 is 1, so it goes away. 28 divided by negative 7 is negative 4, is equal to x. Put this equation together, what came first? You first divided, order of operations, and then what? And then subtraction. So I'm going to write like a little sign above it. So we had division right here, and we have subtraction. We undo the subtraction first. So draw your balancing line. Olivia, how do I get rid of this subtracting 13?
You add.
Yep. Do the opposite and add. The 13s should go away. This is where you need to use that number line, negative 9, and then go to the right 13. See where you end up.
4.
So 4 over here. Bring down what you have left on the left-hand side. You got x divided by 5 still. George, how do I get rid of division? Right. Multiply by 5 on both sides. On the left-hand side, the 5s go away because 5 over 5 is 1. So you have x left is equal to 20. I'm going to put the answer on the board. If you're still working, don't look at it.